Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Today we're going to look at a gel pomade. But before that, same reminder as always, promo code the Pomp, all caps, no space, always available to you. And 11 different, actually no, today makes it 12 different brewers. We actually will include this product, this brewer, onto that list. So huge accomplishment for us. And so now we have 12 different brewers, still over 50 products available to you. As long as you buy direct, you will save a good amount of money and support home brewing and craft brewing in terms of pomades. Today we'll be looking at Railcar Finegoods Supreme Hold Pomade. So this one came out a few months ago, and I just haven't had the chance to basically get in touch with Steven Dang over at Railcar until I actually got my jeans repaired again. So I haven't annually hit him up and actually just basically set up this review for you guys, because I mean the original one was like a great gel pomade and let us differentiate between a water-based and a gel pomade. Now that we have these new water-based products on the market, we need to switch over to the gel pomade terminology in order to kind of separate between the two. And so when we tried the original one, it was like an awesome scent, just consistent hold, consistent like performance. Because with gel pomades, we don't really expect anything out of the ordinary, and so we really focus in on the small details of just like how does it work, how does it feel, how long it lasts, and most of all like how it smells and just the overall feel of the product, since the performance is really similar product to product between brand to labels and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll be looking at Railcar Finegoods Supreme Hold today, and we'll go ahead and start like any other review by looking at the jar. So this is the pomade right here. This is Railcar water-based hair dressing, what we call gel pomade. And this is their Supreme Hold. They also have an original hold, which we looked at almost like a year ago, or about a year ago. This is a 4-ounce clear glass jar. We also seen this clear glass jar with Rustin and Flagship pomade. And it's a beautiful effect when you have like a really either like consistent creamy product inside or like a nice color, as you see right here. You have new labeling on the face. They also relabeled some of the original jars, but I actually am a fan of their like first run or like their original labeling for the original hold pomade, just because I mean it just reminds me, it speaks to me more of like Railcar Finegoods and just like the overall feel, the aura of Railcar Finegoods. Because I mean, as some of you guys know, it's actually Railcar isn't like a pomade company. It's originally like a salvage denim company, and like probably, well, what would you say, one of the best ones in Southern California or all over California. So that's what they're really known for. And here you have on the front the classic logo like printed onto the cap, and opening it up you have the product inside, which is a beautiful like magenta red color. So let's go ahead and start using it. Let's talk about the strongest aspect of this pomade, or rather like the strongest component, and that is of course the scent. No one has gotten as close to like a true cologne scent as Railcar's Finegood pomade. Like this has the same scent as the original one, and it's like a really fresh, masculine, I say fresh, somewhat floral, a really nice, like not spicy, but like it hits you, and it just like it's really clean. And like I mean, we've always tried to do these like pomades where we like mimic cologne. I mean, I tried it with white pomade, a lot of this like cool water stuff, a lot of this like smooth type of things, but we've gotten close, but we never really imitate, or rather we can never really get that true depth of a cologne. And this one is like the closest we ever gotten, especially like it's not like one of those smooth and easy ones. It's like a nice like, it's one with a kick to it. So like by far this is, this is probably like the best like smelling pomade period. Yeah, that's nice. Anyways, we're styling, like you guys would notice on, this is the Supreme Hold. The original was original hold. And so this one is like a slight touch stronger. It has a slightly thicker consistency. whereas the other one was a little more similar to Admiral pomade. So I'm talking the other one was a little more jam-like, but this one has a slightly thicker. And overall, you'll notice you just get like a slightly greater strength to weight ratio, like a little bit more hold to the product, but the similarities are still there. And I mean, they belong to one single line, so it's as expected. Of course, heavy or not, it's a gel pomade, so it's really easy to apply. And don't get me wrong, I don't use gel pomade as like an insult or anything. It is what it is. I know I introduced the terminology like orthodox and unorthodox for water-based pomades like a year or two back, and it's kind of caught on, but that one just doesn't give enough detail. So I like to really start differentiating between water-based, gel pomade, clay pomades, cream pomades, and stuff like that. And gel pomades like this, I mean, they don't really vary much. You have the standard Suavecito Firme, which is like a pretty like standard product. Like it's predictable, but it really dries out your hair, and it's like next to impossible to restyle. Then you have Admiral, which is like the same thing, almost as much hold, but it has a really soft consistency, but still almost like impossible to restyle. Then you have a few other products like Baxter's Soft Water or Bird's Light Pomade, which are like gel pomades that don't dry as much, but they're really, really light. And so at the end of the day, what do I typically choose? I would choose a product like Railcar Finegoods Supreme Hold, like between Suavecito Firme and Admiral. Like with a gel pomade, what you really want is just predictability, control, convenience. I mean, at the end of the day, you're picking it because it's super convenient. And plus, Railcar just kicks everyone's ass in terms of scent. I mean, Suavecito is like a fake, cheap cologne type of smell. It's kind of like you're in middle school again, you're wearing Axe. And Admiral is like that sweet coconut that you always find. And so this one's like clean cologne, so definitely this one's choice. But yeah, so I took about like 4 really small scoops because I mean, I got that habit now ever since I started using clay pomades to just take really small scoops, and it's better that way, so should be fine. But with the product applied, we'll go ahead and start combing everything back. As you can notice, it's really easy to comb back. I mean, we see this a lot with some of like the more wet gel pomades. Like the dry ones have a really like sticky consistency to them, but with these nice ones, you get like this temporary slickness that really helps kind of put things together. But yeah, so everything's slicked back. Let's go ahead and form the part. If I can find that comb, found it. And right now, like, I can smell like the scent of the pomade just like ever so slightly. I mean, it stays present the entire day, or for the most part of the day, and that's really good. But if it can also remain like not overpowering, then that's also really good, because with a lot of the other products, it has this like really strong like punch in the beginning, but it really fades out after that. So if you notice, even though this is like a supreme hold pomade, like things are still easy to like comb around. Like the hold really comes through like when you start styling or when it slightly starts drying up. But like this is a supreme hold, but we would interpret this more as like a medium heavy. It's not like one of those like super strong ones, or rather, my bad, I mean like medium strong. So it's not heavy at all. It's like more between those two, and it really maintains its like lightness, which is convenient and like really helps the way the pomade feels in your hair. Because like if you guys like recall from like Suavecito Firme, like it's a strong pomade, but it also has like this strange heavy feel to it. Whereas this pomade stays really like lightweight all day, or rather just in feel. Because in terms of hold, it can provide you with a lot of hold. Because I mean, it's really easy to style with right now. I mean, I just started combing up and the hair just basically went up, got some volume, and is not really shifting from there. And I think that should be pretty good. So yeah, what are we noticing? We have like a touch of shine right now. That shine will go away near like the end of the day as the hours pass and as this product dries. That's what we see a lot with gel pomades. We don't really ever see a gel pomade that like can really hold on to the shine for the entire day. In terms of slickness, like we also don't see many water-based pomades that truly embody like the slickness characteristic, but at least this one really holds on to it in the beginning so you can style, and then like after a few hours, like any other like gel pomade, it will fade away. The hold is good, definitely, as I just mentioned before, like a medium strong. And the control is just definitely on point, just because like with gel pomades, the performance is pretty consistent between different labels and brands. What you really want to notice is like the small things, the scent, like the slickness, how long it takes to dry, how much it really dries, and stuff like that. So yeah, other than that, like it looks like nice and it's clean, it feels nice. So we'll go ahead and go throughout the whole day now, and I'll come back and give you guys like the other details about this pomade. Alright, what up guys? So I'm back now, and so let's go ahead and talk about how well this pomade did. So we gave it like a full test run today. I mean, morning to midnight, complete test run, basically pushing this pomade to the limits. And as you can see, I mean, it still looks like really nice. And it's not because the pomade is like super strong at all. I mean, it fell apart, but the thing is like restyling this product because it's so light was a lot more manageable than some of the other like gel pomades we've seen. Like dip your hands in water, comb it back, get a loose slick back or like a loose pop or something like that, and like still has a nice feel to it. It's not perfect like a clay pomade where like if it gets messed up, it still like retains the product. Like this is still a gel pomade, so you have to take those considerations into mind or into play. But I mean, it works nice. And if you also happen to have product on hand, like restyling, reactivating with like some more product actually works even better, just because like any sort of pomade that kind of like puffed out gets recaptured and combined into like the strength and hold of the product. So you just do like a touch more and you get like a really nice like mess to work with. So let's kind of go through the categories. Endurance, I mean, it's pretty average and stuff like that. It performs more along the lines of like a medium hold product in terms of how long it literally lasts. Because I mean, as I said before, this is like a light feeling pomade, and the hold is actually more of like a medium heavy in like on the scale that we have, or the scale for like pompadours and stuff. This restylability is really nice because, as I said, it's light. So in like when you run your fingers or you run a comb through it, it's not like running through straight up dried glue. I mean, it'll break down. If you have water, it'll break down and reform, so that's always nice. Obviously, you won't get the full hold that you had before. You'll get more like 50%, 60%, which is much better than other gel pomades. The scent, really only if you agitate it, it's like a light scent, but it still exists around you. Like people will notice and people will comment. Like it is a really clean smell. Hardness, it does harden up. I mean, it's a gel pomade. We already know this. I mean, this is like nothing new to us here. And lastly, rinse. I mean, you can rinse it all out. So overall, like I mean, just like the original Railcar, this like hands down easily receives my seal of approval. Because I mean, gel pomades all perform along similar lines, whether you get a heavy or like a medium, or rather, I mean, a strong or a medium. They give you the same performance and stuff like that. So what you really notice is it kind of manageable to restyle? Does it dry out my hair a lot? Or like especially what's the scent of it? How much does it cost? Like, am I really getting a good bang for my buck? What's like the company like? What's the label like? What's the design like? And like all these minute details, Railcar like gets them and it's clean. Because I mean, it's not, this Railcar wasn't like a pomade company. It's like one of the best like salvage companies like on an international scale. And so what they bring into the pomade game is a clean and not overly strong water-based pomade. Like their definition of a supreme hold is different from our definition of a strong hold. And so they bring in these different characteristics, this beautiful design work, like there's just great craftsmanship and a beautiful scent. And so like it performs similar to other gel pomades, but the scent, the craftsmanship, just the overall presentation of the product is just definitely like on point. And so like it is definitely one of like the better gel pomades, if not one of the best ones out today. And in comparison to other ones we've seen more recently, the price point actually isn't that bad. I mean, back a year ago, it was definitely on the upper end, but now, no, it's within reason now. And also, I got you guys a promo code, which should also make it even more reasonable. So feel free to use that whenever you guys want, if you're considering it. And other than that, we'll be looking at the Lockhart's hair grooming in the near future and a few other things. So yeah, see you guys later and peace out.